Kristen Gunther, and I'm doing a demonstration speech on how to pot a plant. Have any of you ever driven past someone's house and admired their landscape? I know that I have. I have been guilty of this, especially during this spring when all the plants start to bloom. Planting beautiful flowers is not as hard as it looks. There are many different techniques that can be used, but I choose to stick with the one that my mother taught me as a child. Planting a flower is a simple process that requires minimum time, simple gardening skills, and effortless maintenance. When choosing a flower, it is important to remember that they range in color, shape, scent, and also the meaning behind the flower. Growing flowers, it's also important to remember that there are annuals and seasonals. Annual and seasonal flowers will only bloom during their time of season. They will not return the following year. Perennial flowers will bloom during their time of season and will also return the following year, being multiplied. And when choosing a flower, you want to know if the flower likes sun or shade, because if you plant a flower in sun and it's supposed to be in shade, it will not last. And same with the other way around. For this demonstration, I chose to use a tiger lily. This flower is a perennial. It does not require much water, and it can be found growing in many different atmospheres, such as highways, in the woods, just any random place. These flowers are bright orange, and they have hints of yellow on the inside, and they also have dark little freckles towards the bloom. There are several tools required when planting a flower. The first thing I have is the pot to put it in. When choosing a pot, you want to make sure that it has some kind of drainage, such as a hole in the bottom. That way it doesn't hold water, because that will kill the plant. I have potting soil, the tiger lily, gardening gloves, a shovel, cedar, time-release fertilizer, and water. Now that I've shown all the necessary tools needed, I will demonstrate the steps in order to plant a plant. First, I will put on my gardening gloves. This helps keep your hands clean, and also, if you have a manicure, it will not mess it up. And if you are planting flowers such as roses that have thorns, it will prevent you from getting stuck. I will now add the soil to the pot. While I'm doing this, I'm going to keep in mind that the flower is rather large and it will need its own room, so I'll not add too much soil. Once the soil is added, I will take the shovel and I will create a hole for my tiger lily. Depending on the size of the flower's roots is how deep you want to do the hole. I'm going to dig mine about 6 to 8 inches. Okay, the hole is ready, so now I'm going to add some time-release fertilizer. It doesn't take much of this, and this will ensure your plant's health, that it gets the nutrients required, and it will also make your plant multiply a lot faster. Now I'll take the plant out. You need to be careful doing this because they're very easy to break. I will gently squeeze the sides of the plant, just to ensure that the roots will spread. I will place the plant in its hole. Now I will cover up all the roots, and you may need to add more dirt. Okay. The flower looks like it's ready for display, but there's still a few more steps. I will now add a little water. While I'm adding the water, I will keep in mind that tiger lily flowers do not require much water and that the soil is already wet. You can also tell if a plant has enough water by how fast it absorbs it, the dirt absorbs it. It's absorbing pretty slow, so we probably don't need to add any more. Now I will add red mulch. This isn't only for decorational purposes, but it also helps the plant keep water. And when you're watering the plant, it will keep it from splashing soil everywhere. Now that we have the plant ready for display, let's discuss the maintenance of its health, growth and longevity. Everything that's living needs water, so it is important to make sure you water your plant. Tiger lilies don't call for much water, so you can usually just check, make sure see if the dirt's wet. If it's wet, it's probably good. If not, add a little water. You can also add occasional time-release fertilizer that I have here, or Miracle-Gro. This will just ensure that your plant grows bigger and healthier. And also, you will need to trim the dead parts. This plant already has a couple, so you can just trim those off. Any dead blooms, and this is also known as deadheading, but all it does is ensure that your plant will grow better and have a better life and create new blooms, and it makes it look better also. Now that I've demonstrated all of this, you now have the basic knowledge to grow a luxurious floral garden to attract attention to your landscape. For more information on how to pot a plant, you can go to nurseries or stores such as Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, where they have intelligent workers there waiting to answer any of your plant needs.